In the contemporary era, the dynamics have shifted, with three-pointers constituting 39% of all shots, whereas only 13% originate from mid-range. To compile this list, we considered factors such as volume, efficiency, consistency, and the NBA eye test. Without further ado, these are the premier mid-range shooters of this generation. DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan prefers mid-range shots over three-pointers, and despite coaches encouraging him to shoot more threes, he remains more comfortable within the three-point line. In the last 7 years, he led the NBA in mid-range attempts 4 times. Mid-range shots constitute 51% of his scoring output, while three-pointers only make up 9%. On average, he attempts 1.5 threes per game and over 8 mid-range shots. DeRozan's crafty footwork, spins, pump fakes, and versatility in turning over either shoulder make him unpredictable and challenging to guard. Although he excels in the mid-range, he's not the most efficient player in the modern NBA. Devin Booker. Devin Booker was drafted in 2015 during the onset of the three-point revolution. Despite launching nearly 6 threes per game, he excels in the mid-range, with 35% of all his shots falling into that category. His efficiency is notable, making mid-range shots at 46% in the regular season and an even better 47% in the playoffs, specifically achieving a 57% success rate in the 2023 playoffs on 6 attempts per game. Other players worth mentioning in this regard are C.J. McCollum and Chris Middleton, both boasting a 47% career shooting average from mid-range while averaging 5 such shots per game. Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, with 2 Finals MVPs, remarkable hands, and a distinctive laugh, entered the NBA in 2011. Initially not recognized as a shooter, averaging only 8 points per game, he evolved into a formidable offensive player as the Spurs core aged. Thanks to his exceptional work ethic, he became one of the best shooters in NBA history. Over his career, he's close to achieving a 50-40-90 shooting percentage, ranking as the 30th most efficient shooter in NBA history and the 4th most efficient in the playoffs. Around 1/3 of his attempts are mid-range shots, with a 46% success rate. Like Kobe, Kawhi is more efficient in the playoffs than the regular season. In the last 5 playoffs, he made over 50% of his mid-range shots on 6.5 attempts per game. During the 2019 title run, Kawhi's performance seemed almost robotic, making shots with incredible precision, even if the ball had to bounce several times before going in. Notably, in a defining moment, he made a shot over Simmons, leading fans to wonder if it was the dagger in his impressive title run. Chris Paul. The passage describes a basketball player who is 6 feet tall but excels as one of the best mid-range shooters of all time. The player being referred to as Chris Paul, known as the point god, who is renowned for his passing skills rather than scoring. Chris Paul is highlighted for his proficiency in pick-and-roll plays, with no one in the NBA being involved in more of them. Opponents often give him space, fearing his skillful passes, and after navigating through defenders, Chris finds himself in a favorable position at the elbow near the free throw line. Thanks to his exceptional footwork and a high release point on his jump shot, Chris Paul's exceptional skill lies in creating separation and taking shots that are nearly impossible to block, showcasing his prowess despite his shorter stature. His proficiency in the mid-range is so outstanding that the elbow area is often referred to as the Chris Paul zone. Mid-range shots constitute 42% of his total attempts, and he maintains an impressive 48% success rate in both regular season and playoff games. In the 2021 finals, Paul achieved a 60% success rate on mid-range shots, and in the 2022 playoffs, he elevated this performance even further, making an impressive 70% of his mid-range attempts. The passage emphasizes Paul's abilities in dancing with the ball, driving to the basket, shooting, and ultimately scoring. Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, who has been setting various mid-range records in the last 25 seasons, stands out as a remarkable player. Over this period, out of 1,700 instances where a player took at least 250 mid-range jumpers in a season, only 3 times did a player shoot over 55%, and each of those seasons belonged to Kevin Durant. In 2023, he achieved an impressive 57% from mid-range, while in 2022 and 2021, he maintained a 55% accuracy. KD led the league in mid-range percentage for the past 3 regular seasons and topped the NBA in mid-range attempts during the previous 3 playoff seasons, as well as in 2019. Throughout his career, Durant averages 7.7 mid-range attempts per game, constituting about 41% of his total shots. With a 47% career shooting accuracy between 10 feet and a three-pointer, Durant maintains the same efficiency in playoff games. His exceptional ball handling, shooting touch, size, and strength make him one of the most elegant and unstoppable mid-range scorers in history. Defenders often find it challenging to thwart him, relying on the hope that he misses the shot, as he executes precise crossovers, fades, and hits shots even through contact.
All bets on sports! The energy flows! The team is on fire! The victory is coming! 1xBet, this is your victory!